Hello, business building warrior. Welcome to Silent Sales Machine Radio, the weekend edition. If you weren't aware, the best way to listen to our podcast is to listen to the most recent episodes as soon as they come out, because we do have some timely information, some time sensitive information that we share frequently. And we try to do a lot of that on the weekends. So this is a weekend episode. That means we've got some announcements, some alerts, some heads up for you. And we've also got a welcome for all of our newest listeners. So the second portion of our show today, just like most weekends, is a welcome to the newest listeners around here. And if you've only listened to maybe 5 or 10 episodes and you haven't heard a weekend episode yet, stick around. The second portion of the episode today, I'm going to make the best case for the strongest business opportunity that we believe is available to the most people right now, and demonstrate with facts, data, and evidence why there's a very bright future for that business opportunity. Now, I don't want to ever misrepresent it and say, well, it's easy. Anyone can do it. Push a few buttons. Of course not. We've never said that. We never will. It's work, but it's also a legitimate, wide open opportunity with the highest odds of success of any other business model we see in all of e-commerce. So stick around for that discussion about the great free resources, low cost resources, and even some of our other options that we have available to you if you're looking to get into becoming a seller on Amazon. But let's talk about some of those timely announcements as we kick off the weekend. Thanks for listening, spending some time with us. We always value your time and attention. Without it, this show simply doesn't exist. So we're very grateful for that. Hey, we've got a few opportunities coming your way. This community has always been for 20 plus years and will always be, if as long as I have some control over it, a multiple income stream community. What does that mean? Well, we're not just about one business model. Now, some people think we are because we talk a lot about one specific business model. That's the replens, the reselling model on Amazon. We love it. It's got a very bright future. It's never been a better time than right now to jump into this. The tools we have, the strategies we have, the rapid expansion of the marketplace. It's undeniable. Yes, it's work. Yes, there's some roadblocks along the way that you're going to have to overcome, but we do that all day, every day around here. That's who we are. That's what we do. So we talk about that business model because it's a great foundational business model for anyone who's willing to do the work. But we're very excited about other offshoot related opportunities as well. On Amazon, as I'm sure many are aware, but let me just get everyone up to speed real quick. On Amazon, as a seller, you really have two options. There's only two options. You can sell your own brand or you can sell someone else's brand. That's just the way it is. Every ASIN on Amazon that you'll ever sell against, every listing, it's either your brand or it's someone else's. We spend a lot of time talking about reselling, selling other people's brands on this show, and rightfully so. That's where every new student should start. But we're seeing some incredible success among our private label or brand building clients. I'm excited. Next week, I'll be interviewing one of our brand building clients who had a multiple six-figure month recently, thanks to our services on Amazon. They're already doing great out there in the retail space, but they wanted to get on Amazon, and we helped them do that. I'm going to be sharing their story. We've got brand building stories that started in our community who are now household name brands. That's pretty incredible in tens of thousands of retail stores because they started on Amazon, got some traction, built up a beautiful system. We're going to be hearing more about these kinds of things. We've got a lot of confidence in this arena for the right clients, and you're going to be hearing us talk a lot about that. So if you want to launch a brand, or if you know someone who has a brand and they need help, hey, we're going to be having some great resources for you soon. Be listening to episodes coming in the next few days and weeks. So that's opportunity number one, getting out of just reselling and starting to consider and look at brand building. That's one of the concepts you'll be hearing us talk more about in 2026, with no shortage of energy behind the reselling concept, which has as bright of a future forecast as it's ever had from our perspective. Okay, what's next? Well, speaking of offshoot opportunities related to selling on Amazon, do you have any extra space in your garage? Maybe you already have a little prep system set up in your spare bedroom. What if you picked up two or three other clients? Or maybe you're a prep center and you're looking for more clients. Or maybe you just want to find out what's involved in having a prep center. How do you do it profitably? We've got resources coming. There's a link to everything I'm talking about in the show notes near this episode. So look for it. We've got training coming soon. You want to get on the list. We've already got a bunch of people who've signed up on the waiting list. More details are coming soon on a course we're putting together, some training, and a community for people who do prep for sellers. If you weren't aware, what are we talking about doing the prep? Well, we've got a lot of sellers who live outside the United States, for example, but they sell in the United States. So if you live outside of the US, you don't want to ship all your inventory to your house. We've got students in Slovakia, for example. There's no Amazon in Slovakia. They don't have all their inventory delivered to their home in Slovakia. No, of course not. They order their products online. Those products are delivered to a prep center in our prep center network. There's hundreds of prep centers already. We need a whole bunch more. But the prep center network is rapidly expanding because Amazon is expanding, because the opportunity is expanding, because more shoppers are shopping online more than ever before. We need more prep centers to handle other people's inventory. And you could be a prep center with the extra space in your garage picking up two or three clients, or you could have a massive operation. Well, we're going to be talking more about that. Look for the link in the show notes. More details coming soon on how you can turn any extra space you have into a potential income stream by doing the prep work, touching tape and boxes for other people is what it comes down to. Next, we've got a webinar on January 21st that you do not want to miss. You've been hearing us talk a lot about 3P Mercury lately. For a couple of years, it's been this slow momentum building message. And now the doors have been flung open and they are showing off their artificial intelligence capabilities. Resellers now have the full power of artificial intelligence, helping them find and sell the most profitable items that are available to them. And it's a different experience for every user because all of us are ungated and gated in different brands and different products. We have different specializations, different areas of focus as a reseller. We have a different ASIN catalog, basically. We all do. So wouldn't it be great to have a really intelligent, well-trained artificial intelligence bot managing your book of ASINs? So the strategy has now become a two-step process. If you haven't heard us talk about this, the strategy of reselling is now a two-step process. Find products and dump them into 3P Mercury. Step two, let 3P Mercury run the filters and show you what makes the most sense to sell right now. And with the game always changing and shifting, it's so great to have the ability to look at hundreds or thousands or even tens of thousands of products at the snap of a hand. Just snap your fingers, boom. And you've got the analysis that says, hey, here's the best products to invest in today. Here's the best ASINs to look at today. That's the process that's been built. It's now available. It's running. It's up. It's going for hundreds of users in our community. And on January 21st, we're doing a webinar to demonstrate the power of this tool. Come see the power of 3P Mercury. And there's also links right now in the show notes as well if you want to go ahead and get rolling with 3P Mercury, or if you want to have a conversation with someone about how you can roll 3P Mercury into your strategy. So that's all in the show notes. We'd love to have a conversation with you. And speaking about having a conversation, let me just put you at ease for a moment about calling our team. We've been doing this for 20 years. We've had no complaints from anyone ever about our sales process. I mean, maybe one or two 15 years ago, I don't know. I mean, I can't say never, but right now, for the past several years, everyone who's called our office to have a conversation has left saying, wow, those are some friendly people who really want me to succeed. And by the way, they gave me some cool resources. I'm so glad I called. Everyone says that. Have you called us yet? Have you set up a call to talk to some folks from our office? If you didn't know it, we've got at any given time 3 or 4 consultants. They've all worked with me for years and years and years. Nathan, the guy in charge of the coaching office, he's been with me over 20 years. We've got decade plus experienced folks on our team at our office that you can call and have a conversation for free about your e-commerce plans. What makes the most sense for you? Let's build a roadmap based on your skills, your budget, where you're at in life, what you're trying to accomplish, your goals. Let's talk about it. Let's have a free conversation with someone who's been there, done that, and we've helped at this point thousands of people launch successful businesses. It's free. There's a link at silentjimdotcom/book a call. Go there. You can text us, you can call us, you can schedule a Zoom session with us. It's all there. Grab your free consultation if you haven't done that yet. Well, like I promised, that's the end of the announcements for now. But like I promised earlier, we're going to jump into the content for the newest listeners right now. If you've never heard the new listener content for the weekend update, it's all new for 2026, by the way. Got some new great details. If you haven't heard it in a while, or if you're new, stick around for the rest of the episode. Have a great rest of your weekend. Hey, thanks for sticking around for the second half of today's weekend update episode. And what we do on weekends, just as a recap, is we spend the first half talking to people who've been around a while in our community. We give you some recent insights on current events, some timely information. But then in the second part of the episode, I'd love to spend some time with the newest listeners. So if you've been around a while, you may have heard some of this before. Although, as we kick off 2026, I'm recording a brand new segment for our newest listeners to get you up to speed on what we have going on around here and introduce you to our community. Most importantly, help you finally find that business opportunity that is flexible, fits into the cracks of your schedule for just a few hours a week. And as little as a few $100s, you can experiment your way in and you can have fun with this business model that we love in this community. Now, we love all things e-commerce around here. I've been earning a full-time living only e-commerce for over 23 years at this point. My kids grew up in an environment where dad was home, flexible lifestyle, flexible schedule. And I've found what I believe to be the ultimate business opportunity that has a bright future, an expanding blue ocean opportunity. And it's one that we're super excited to be talking to many, many students about every single day in our community. You can see for yourself. You don't have to believe me. Perhaps the best evidence I can give you of the credibility and excitement of this business opportunity is to hop into our free Facebook group with 80,000 plus members and see the conversations that are happening there. Look at the images that are being posted by our students talking about their success with the replens reselling model on Amazon. We created it in this community. We've been building on and perfecting the processes, and you benefit from all the time, effort, and energy that's gone into building out an incredible process that can now be taught one step at a time to anyone who wants to commit to the process and build. We call it the lowest risk, lowest cost, lowest barrier to entry business opportunity of our time with the highest odds of success. And we've got loads of evidence of that. As a matter of fact, this podcast that you're listening to right now features, well, way over 1,100 episodes, most of which are interviews with our students who have succeeded using the exact strategy I just described. So what is this replens model? Let me break it down for you. If you weren't aware, in the United States, specifically, Amazon has hundreds of warehouses. You probably knew that. There's probably one near you where you live. Well, in those warehouses, they are trying to keep in stock the millions of popular items that are very commonly bought by their shoppers. Here's where the opportunity comes in. Of those millions of popular items that are selling very well, they're very common every day, the stuff you'd see in a Walmart or a Kroger or any Costco or Sam's Club or any other, Target, any common retail store, that stuff at any given time, millions of those items are not adequately stocked in Amazon's massive warehouse network. That's it. Full stop. That's the opportunity. Connect the dots. Re-listen to those last 2 minutes if you have to. That should ignite a spark in your mind. It's so obvious. And we demonstrate all the time that this is the case. Millions of products are understocked or completely unstocked. Popular items that people buy all day, every day. And they want the convenience of Amazon. Shoppers want the convenience of Amazon. They want to click a couple buttons and it's on their porch a few hours from now. And you've experienced this as a shopper yourself. You've jumped on Amazon to buy a very common everyday item that you think you could have. Surely Amazon can get this to me by tomorrow morning, right? No, 3 days for deliveries, 5 days, 7 days, currently out of stock. That's the demand that we're helping fill. As a matter of fact, about 50% or so of everything sold on Amazon is small resellers like those that we've trained, helping keep the shelves full at Amazon's massive warehouse network. We're talking hundreds of millions of transactions per week. It's an insane level of activity that's going on. Let's break down just how big this opportunity is and some of the foundational concepts of what you'll need in order to pursue it. Pardon the interruption. We'll get back to the show in just a moment, but I've got to tell you about the sponsor that we have today, Humminbird, Humbird, humminbird.com. There's a link in the show notes. They provide services for all your trademarks, corporate setup, branding, marketing, and tax advising as well as we enter that time of the year where taxes are on the mind of especially those of us here in the United States. How do you most efficiently handle the challenges of making sure you get all of your deductions, taking care of all your tax concerns, making sure you do it right without paying too much as an e-commerce seller, as an Amazon business building warrior? They've got some incredible services that you should go check out at humminbird.com. That's spelled HUMNBIRD.com. Let's get back to the program and some of the foundational concepts of what you'll need in order to pursue it. So if you weren't aware, there's a big misconception out there that I want to set straight. A lot of people think that Amazon and e-commerce has already taken over the world, that surely it's saturated by now because you've been hearing us talk about it for 10, 15, 20 years, right? Surely it's saturated. The opportunity has to have come and gone. Well, let's break down the facts. Right now, if you had to guess, and you might want to pause this episode, what percentage of online retail and offline retail make up all US spending? In other words, all retail spending in the United States, how much of it is online? What percent? Most people, you can pause the video here. I'm going to give you the answer in a moment, but most people will guess way too high. Most people will guess 90 or 80 or 70 or 60%. Not even close. It's not 50, it's not 40, it's not 30, it's not even 20%. Less than 20% of retail spending in the United States is online. This is 2026 data. Less than 20% of US retail spending is online. About half that is Amazon. So in other words, Amazon is roughly 9 or 10% of US retail spending. But e-commerce is the fastest growing economic sector in the United States. Amazon is exploding in growth. More people shopped this year for Christmas on Amazon than they did last year. And that's been true the past 15 years. And it's going to continue being true into the future. E-commerce is exploding. Online retail is exploding. The need for people who know how to sell online is exploding. The fastest growing economic sector in the United States is e-commerce. It's undeniable. This is the facts and the data. So the opportunity is strong. The risks are small. The learning curve is fairly short. Yes, it's work. Yes, it's a real business, but that's what we do here is we teach people how to tap into that. It can be squeezed into just a few hours a week of effort. You don't need to commit more than 10 or 15 hours a week initially. A few $100s can get you rolling. What do you need? What are the bare bones basics? Well, I've recorded recent podcast episodes. You can scroll back in time. Late in 2025, I recorded episodes that talk about the different ways, kind of the wading in nice and slow, minimal risk, minimal investment strategies, and the kind of step on the gas, let's go all in strategies. Briefly, you can go in for a few $100s worth of inventory, get the proven Amazon course, which is a few dollars a month, your Amazon Seller Central account, a few dollars a month, a couple basic tools, mainly Keepa is one that we talk about a lot around here. For about $100 a month worth of tools and a few $100s of inventory, you can get into this business. Or you can step on the gas and go a lot further, a lot faster with a little bit more money, a few $1,000s. It's up to you entirely, but we have success stories at both ends of the spectrum. By no means are you going to need 10, 20, 30, $40,000. Anyone that says you need that kind of money to get started on Amazon is probably or almost certainly scamming you. So don't do that. We'd love to have a conversation with you about all of this anytime, by the way. If you go to silentjim.com/book a call, you can get on our calendar, have a conversation with someone on our team, or maybe me. We book out slots and have conversations frequently throughout the day as we're running our own businesses, mind you, because coaching is a side gig for this company. We sell things. We do a lot of consulting with brands. Example, we've got a household name brand that emerged out of this community. I don't know if you've heard of them or not, but they're in 35,000 grocery stores. That's one of our clients that we served and helped launch. So we're doing all kinds of things around here. By the way, that brand is Death Wish Coffee, if you want to go check it out. He's a student of mine from a mastermind that we did. Stay in touch with him to this day, Mike Brown, the founder. Started off as a little seller on Amazon in our community. Now he's in 35,000 grocery stores. Pretty cool, right? So when you call us, you're talking to the team that supports brands and supports our coaching program and supports our businesses selling physical product as well. We've got a lot going on, but we're a multiple income stream community. But let's get back to the point. Where should you start? We want you to start with the lowest risk, lowest cost, lowest barrier to entry, highest odds of success business model, Amazon reselling. And by the way, if you want to dig a little deeper into this, I got a free book for you. Go to silentjim.com/free11. That's silentjim.com/free11, the number 11. That's version 11 of a book that has sold well over 1 million copies, tons of 5-star reviews on Amazon, but we're giving it away completely free, the latest version there. And what I do in that book is I talk you through the landscape of e-commerce opportunities that we see out there, and we help nudge you in the direction of the one that makes the most sense for you. So it's not that we only see Amazon as the only opportunity. It's just that it's the most obvious answer for the most people. No matter where you live in the world, you can do this, by the way. It doesn't matter what country you live in. We've got sellers all over the planet selling on Amazon.com, selling physical product that they never see or touch. It's not drop shipping. That's a disaster. I'm not going to get into it right now. This is actually buying inventory and flipping it on Amazon and you can scale it up to just a few $100s a week if you want, or like I've mentioned in the earlier segments, you'll hear him on and interviewed on a podcast soon, a returning guest who did $3 million in December 2025 alone using online arbitrage strategies. It can be whatever level that you want it to be. But if you want to go further, faster, step on the gas, work with one of our coaches, who, by the way, every coach on our team is doing the businesses we teach at scale. They are running a successful, high profit margin business, reselling on Amazon. That's who your coaches will be. So reach out to our office at silentjim.com/book a call. You can text us anytime. You can call us anytime. The phone number and text are there, or you can get on our schedule. That link again, silentjim.com/book a call. Let's have a conversation. All the links that I'm mentioning today are in the show notes, or you can just go to silentjim.com, send a note to our support, and they'll help you out if we happen to miss something. All right, so what else are we excited about around here? Well, let me go through some of the resources that are available to us now that have changed the landscape of reselling. Reselling isn't like it used to be, but that's not a bad thing. Sometimes you'll hear people say, well, it's not like it used to be. It used to be so much better. It used to be so much easier. Well, if you're still doing things the same way that everyone was trying to do them 8 years ago, yeah, I would agree with that. But if you've adapted and you've got the new tools and the new strategies that so many of us are deploying with so much success, perfect example of that is a tool called 3P Mercury. A weird name. Don't have to remember it. We'll stick a link in the show notes. But a student in our community became a coaching student, built a $3 million per year, very profitable business that was completely hands-free. I had him on the podcast and he explained, this is episode 754, if you want to go back and hear it. He explained that this software revolutionized his life to the point where when his family had a major disaster, he talks about it in that episode, 754 of this podcast. Go to silentjim.com, click on podcast, go to episode 754. Kang describes this major disaster, and his business grew while he was doing nothing with it because he had a team in place and he had this software that he'd created to help run the whole thing. Well, that software is called 3P Mercury. It has revolutionized the way you tackle reselling on Amazon. It's been reduced to two simple steps. Step one, go find products anywhere and everywhere and pour them into 3P Mercury. Step two is let the software tell you which of those products make the most sense for you to invest in right now based on current trend data that it's constantly tracking and scraping for you. It's ridiculously efficient. And that's just one of the features. It manages the entire workflow of the business beautifully. So 3P Mercury makes now the best time to get into reselling from my vantage point. If you can afford it, it's not cheap. I mean, certainly not that expensive from my vantage point. If you're talking about building a real business, it's about $90 a month as I'm recording this. The price may go up soon. But that's an incredible resource that simply wasn't available to us prior. And now it is, just a few months ago, already with hundreds of users reporting their great success stories. As you can hear on this podcast, just scroll back and you're going to hear people raving about 3P Mercury. All right, so what else do I want to talk to you about? There's one last thing. If you're ready to get started, a couple last things. I've spent enough time now. Welcome to the community. We're glad you're here. Be sure to get into our free Facebook group. If you're not in there yet, there's a link at silentjimdotcom. 90,000 of us talking about their businesses, encouraging each other. It's an abundance-minded community, meaning we're not there tearing each other down and griping about how horrible things are. We're finding solutions all day, every day. And maybe I should do this before I give you a couple last resources. This is what makes our community different and special from my vantage point, is that abundance mindset, that mindset that says, hey, I can help you without it costing me anything, so I'm going to help you. It's going to benefit all of us if I do. We call it the cake versus candlelight. Let me give you that analogy. Cake versus candlelight. What's that mean? Well, all of us are hardwired to see success as either cake or candlelight. Which are you? Optimist or pessimist is another way to say it. Scarcity or abundance, that's another way to say it. And if you've got a scarcity mindset, a negative, a pessimistic mindset about success, if you see success as something that only a few people will ever get and probably won't be you, well, that's a tough place to operate from and it really diminishes your odds. We call that having a cake mindset. However, if you see success as something anyone can have, you just need to surround yourself with the right ideas, right people, and go after it. Well, we call that a candlelight mentality. And our community, our free Facebook group, is a candlelight community. So why cake and candlelight? Let me explain. This is a great analogy. Imagine we're all standing around a big old room. Let's imagine it's a round room and we all have a fork in our hand, right? We're all standing around the edge of this room, and in the middle of the room is this cake. It's nowhere near enough cake for all of us, but there's a cake there. And someone shouts, go. And we all run for the cake and we're tripping and shoving and we're battling and we're hitting people out of our way. We finally, some of us get to the middle, some of us get some cake. The rest, the ones who fell or got nudged or were too slow, they don't get any cake. That's how most people see success. It's sad, but that's how most people view it. Well, because of my upbringing or because of this or that or whatever thousand excuses you have, I could never be successful. Okay, that's your mindset. I don't know if any of us can help you. You got to fix it though, because the way the rest of us see success is candlelight, meaning let's put us back in that same room and let's put a handful of people with lit candles in that room, and then a whole bunch of us with unlit candles. And maybe you've been to a candlelight service at a church before. Same idea. You light one candle. What happens next? Well, you start lighting other people's candles. And pretty soon the room is brighter and brighter and brighter because success is like candlelight, not like cake. That's just the reality of the way the world is. And we've discovered and proven it over and over in this community that lighting other people's candles and sharing what you know and encouraging them and inspiring them and sharing your results and giving them insights, that doesn't cost you anything. It actually makes the room brighter for all of us. That's the kind of community we have. And if you're ready to be a part of that, hey, I'll tell you, we've got a fantastic coaching program. We've got the greatest course in the industry with more success stories. We've been around longer. We were the first Amazon seller training course, and we've been updating it constantly since. For about 15 plus years, we've been updating this course. It's phenomenal and it's cutting edge. It's called the Proven Amazon course. It's only a few dollars per month and it's everything. The day you start your subscription, kind of like Netflix, you get it all. And as long as you keep paying every month, you get all the new modules, all the updates, all kinds of great resources and benefits for being a member. We love taking care of our PAC students, provenamazoncourse.com, acronym PAC. You'll hear us talk about that a lot. The modules in there are everything from brand new clueless newbies who have never sold anything online before and can barely use email, all the way up to the most advanced strategies for launching your own brand and other things like helping other brands get established on Amazon, opening a consulting business around the skills you have. Some advanced topics in there, obviously, as well as brand new clueless newbies are welcome to come on in and go through our getting started roadmap, which walks you one baby step at a time. Check the boxes, get ramped up. And if you want some hand holding as you go through the Proven Amazon course and get rolling into it, this is great for newbies who are new to e-commerce, who are new to Proven Amazon course, haven't made any sales yet, really. We've got a Kickstart program at silentjim.com/kickstart. You can get details. Any Proven Amazon course student who's registered as you have login access to Proven Amazon course, you're eligible. That means you can get into Kickstart, a small group, 4 sessions that happen over the course of a month where we handhold you through the getting started roadmap. And you're there within the group and you meet the people who are doing this on the journey with you because we're all about relationships around here. For less than $100, you can get into Kickstart at silentjim.com/kickstart. Or just give us a call. Let's have a conversation. You've got a unique situation at your time, your budget, your life situation. Let's talk it through and see what makes the most sense for you. We've been doing this a long time and we'd love to help you out. Well, hey, thanks for listening to this weekend episode. We do these most weekends. The segment you've just heard will be the second half of most weekend updates for the foreseeable future until we record a new one. But since we're rolling into 2026, Happy New Year. If you're listening to this in early January, I hope your year's going great if you're listening to it a little later in the year. But please jump into our community and keep listening to this podcast. It has been voted the #1 podcast for Amazon sellers for good reason, because we feature hundreds of success stories from real people like you with real life circumstances, real challenges, real questions, real skepticism, but an incredible opportunity that they pursued and they made it happen. Let that encourage and inspire you. And we'd love to have you in our community, even if you never spend a dime with us. Come on in. If you're a virtuous entrepreneur who sees abundance and success as something that are available to all of us, you appreciate a good mindset, you appreciate surrounding yourself with good people who encourage and inspire each other, well, hey, you're going to fit right in around here. Let's do this together. Let's make 2026 incredible. Thanks for listening. We'll have more great podcast episodes for you very soon. Keep listening. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Before I let you go, one last reminder, humminbird.com, today's sponsor for all your trademarks, corporate setup, branding, marketing needs, and yes, tax services as an Amazon e-commerce seller. Book a schedule appointment with them today to take care of all those paperwork things that you don't want to have to mess with. They're really good at it. They'll take good care of you. Tell them I sent you. Humminbird.com, HUMNBIRD.com. Thanks for being a sponsor of this program. Hey, we'll see you next time.